Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Dirain and today we continue diving into the drama and novel Lost You Forever, comparing the two versions of the story. If you missed previous parts, I highly recommend checking them out before you continue this video. And if you don't want to miss my next videos, subscribe. The next episode of the drama kicks off with a line from Xiao that exists in both the novel and the drama, but with a little twist. Xiao is making a new poison and says that even if Xiang saw her right now, he wouldn't recognize her. In the drama, she seems oddly pleased about it, but in the novel, when she says it, she sighs deeply. So there's a clear difference in how the two versions approach this moment. After this, things mostly play out the same as in the novel. Xiao takes out her precious mirror. Inside it, there are two recorded memories. One is the time she drew on Xiang's face, which was already mentioned. The other one is the memory from the bottom of the ocean, the one she secretly took. And let me just drop these lines here. In the dark blue ocean depths, Xiang's white clothes and hair were so elegant and refined as he swam with his hair billowing behind him, making his already handsome face even more ethereally beautiful. The ceremony starts, even though Anyan messes up the dress that the Grand Emperor wanted Xiao to wear. In the novel, we don't see Feng Bei or Xiang in the crowd, but the drama adds this little scene where Xiang's expression says so much. Tan Jiansi, as usual, really shows the depth of what's going on through Xiang's mind with just his eyes and micro-expressions. Anyan and Xiang team up. One is mad about her newest enemy sister's success, and the other is after some answers from Xiao. In the drama, Xiang has this seemingly cool moment with glowing eyes, as he asks Anyan if she wants to torment Xiao. Let me tell you what's wrong with this scene. Xiang's eyes usually glow when he uses his powers. Although not always, I'm not really sure about the logic behind that, but let's just say they glow when he uses the powers. So one might be led to believe that in this scene, Xiang hypnotizes Anyan to get what he wants from her. There was nothing like that in the novel, and honestly, Anyan never needed to be hypnotized. She was willing to make Xiao's life miserable. Now we proceed to the sequence of events that completely changed Xiang as a person and his attitude towards Xiao. When Xiao starts falling in the novel, she notices Xiang lying on the water's surface with a smile on his face. There is nowhere to run, so she lands on top of him, but he immediately dives into the water. In the drama, however, Xiao falls into the water and then Xiang appears above her on the water's surface, which in visual storytelling often suggests a power imbalance, and once again, one person is literally looking down upon the other, so do what you want with that information. Xiao, unaware of her company, tries to surface, but Xiang is now somehow below her. He grabs her foot and pulls her back down. We see her eyes widen in shock and fear as he holds her down, not letting her get away. In the novel, she knows that he's not going to kill her and just wants to torment her for her bullshit. And she just endures it as they dive deeper. But in the drama, you can see her horror when she realizes it is Xiang, and you can see the struggle as she's trying to break free. After Xiang gestures toward his lips, it is clear for Xiao what he wants her to do. The novel, Xiao doesn't try to fight at any moment in this scene, but when she feels that she's about to pass out, she silently pleads for him to stop, just with her eyes. She's not used to seeing herself as a woman, and now that she's back to being one, she cannot bring herself to let their lips touch the way it happened before. Once they are out of water, the setting is different. In the novel, they are on the water's surface, supported by Xiang's powers. Xiao is lying on Xiang's legs at first, but as she regains her strength, she is able to get up and sit next to him. In the drama, they are just beside each other on the shore. As they start their uncomfortable small talk in the drama, Xiang grabs her face, which doesn't happen in the novel. In the novel, he pulls her hair back from her face and holds her head. Yes, the difference is subtle, but for me, it still matters. When Xiao says she never lied to him, there's this heavy silence between them. In the novel, Xiao feels like she's sinking under the weight of his gaze, which really adds to the emotional tension. To lighten the mood, she offers Xiang to test her newest poison. Xiang eats the pills like they're nothing and tells her they're passable, which makes Xiao upset because she used precious ingredients on that poison. In the drama, she also directly tells him that poisoning him is her goal. But in the novel, she just mentions that she is one of the best poison masters in the world, and she could even poison a nine-tailed fox. So, the novel Xiao emphasizes her skills as a reason to try to poison him, whereas the drama one outright states that she wants him dead. That's a rather big difference in my opinion. Later, Xiao asks Xiang about his connection to her sister, and he responds that if she doesn't make him more poison, he'll go back to Onion. In the drama, Xiao also asks why he's looking at her the way he is and tells him that if he wants to admire someone's looks, he should look in the mirror. This line wasn't in the novel, and it is sweet. But also, if Xiao recognizes the way that Xiang looks at her, why? Why is she so blind to his feelings? I will literally never understand Xiao from the drama. We move on to the next scene that breaks my heart. Xiang asks why Xiao didn't let him transfer air to her. And in the drama it may seem like an odd question. But remember, in the novel they used this method of air transferring as they were swimming underwater. So it's not like they haven't done it before. For the novel Xiang, it's much more confusing why Xiao wouldn't let him do that once again. Xiao acts clueless, and in the drama Xiang pulls her to him. In the novel, as you may remember, they are on the water's surface, so Xiang doesn't pull her to him, he just makes them start sinking for a moment to make her talk. Xiao opens up about her being afraid, but in the drama she also states that she's afraid of him at first, leaving Xiang hurt and shocked by her confession. This wasn't in the novel. In the novel she only says the latter part about being afraid to let him into her dreams. The drama's version is cruel and heartbreaking and is focused on Xiang's feelings, well, as usual in the drama. We see him clutch his fist after asking what Xiao was afraid of. I think he is afraid of her answer, but still dares to ask, because he wants to know. I feel it, Xiang, I feel it so deeply, wanting to know but not wanting at the same time because the truth might hurt you. As Xiao tells she's afraid of him, we see the pain emerging in his eyes. We see him being so shocked that he freezes and can't say a word. He's trying to fathom it, to understand it, but it seems like he can't. Maybe in this moment he's thinking about the time when they first met and regretting his attitude towards her. Maybe he tries to grasp the meaning of these words. Maybe he thinks that this confession is the end of all he could have ever hoped for. But then he smirks, brushing it off, and asks her if kissing him is scarier than death, in the drama at least. In the novel he says nothing about the kiss, he just asks, is it scarier than death? Xiao explains herself further, and in the drama she drops this phrase. Although the possibility of this is very small, I'm scared to accidentally let you into my dreams. In the novel, though, there is nothing about the possibility being small. So the drama tries to tell us that although Xiao understands that her heart might waver with Xiang, she still sees it as something very unlikely. I wonder, why did they add this? Xiang in the drama is visibly hurt. It is written all over his face that those words pierced right through his heart. There are tears in his eyes, and his expression is just... At some point, it almost seems like he's about to start crying, but instead he starts laughing to try to brush it off once again. The novel doesn't mention any hurt, any sadness. Xiang starts laughing right away and laughs very loud. Then he just releases Xiao from the influence of his power and starts drifting away. In the drama, Xiao states that it's just some girly nonsense, that he shouldn't mind it. As Xiang stands up, she realizes that she messed up and tries to stop him. But he roughly pushes her away. That push didn't happen in the novel. At this point you already know what I'm going to say here. Different vibes and more abuse in the drama. Xiang puts an end to their meeting, saying that he leaves her there for her own good, because if he's too kind and too gentle, she might let him inside her heart, which will leave her wanting to die. And then he leaves. Xiao starts swimming and is initially afraid that the sea monsters will come after her or that she will drown because of exhaustion, but none of that happens. I wonder why. Not like someone has been watching over her as she swam. No, something like that couldn't have happened. Or could it? It all wasn't satisfactory enough for the drama because we needed to see a stark contrast between Xiangliu's attitude and Tu Shanjin's. So in the drama we are shown that Xiao was about to give up and drown, but Tu Shanjin saved her, took her in his arms and carried her while they gently locked eyes, looking at each other with such care and affection. And then we see Xiangliu, who obviously followed Xiao to ensure she got back safely, probably warded off all the monsters and maybe influenced the currents, who knows. But now he stands there watching Xiao in the arms of another and recalling Xiao's words. These words left a deep impression on him, and we will see it clearly in the episodes and chapters to come. Xiangliu is also feeling the side effects of the lover's box for the first time. We hear an off-screen voice of Li Rong repeating the lines about the box he said before, especially the one about having no love between the couple, which can lead to those two people dying. And we see that Xiangliu suppresses the power of this box with his own power. What is the drama trying to tell us? Probably that they have no mutual feelings, and Xiangliu will constantly have to fight the side effects of the bugs. At least that's what I get from this scene. It is a beautiful sequence, don't get me wrong, but there is once again this shift of perspective and usage of camera language, editing, and many other tools to tell a little bit of a different story from the one told in the novel. And now we see Xiangliu alone, walking away and then disappearing into nothingness. See, that's what I was talking about before. He can simply disappear. Why did he need that freaking fairy from earlier? I don't know, it's just killing me. So in the novel, Jing also takes Xiao into his arms to help her out of the water. He also helps her get dry, and then she asks him why did he even wait for her. What they talk about is almost the same in both versions, but I want to mention some small changes. First of all, in the novel, Xiao tells Jin that if he doesn't trust her, there is no use of that promise that she made, and she doesn't want to keep it anymore. In the drama, though, she states that she thought about not keeping the promise while she was swimming because she nearly died for the promise, but after she saw him, she doesn't regret it anymore and she will keep that promise, etc. Some might ask if Xiangliu really followed Xiao to ensure her safety. Why didn't he take her to the shore himself as she started drowning? Or why did he leave her to swim this far, knowing that she had low spiritual energy? First of all, I don't think he would have let Xiao drown. And we have seen 2 times in the novel and once in the drama that he usually waits for her to pass out before saving her from underwater. It sounds strange, but he does it like this. And I think that Tu Shanjin has already spotted Xiao swimming toward the shore and swam in her direction to help her. So why would Xiangliu intervene at that point? After all, Xiao's words were still fresh in his memory. It's a miracle that he even helped her get this far, when he could have simply vanished for good. He wouldn't because he loves her and he wants her to be safe, but he could have. With that, we have come to the end of this video. I hope my analysis brought you joy and made you see something differently, or simply reminded you of the beauty of the novel and its complex view of the main characters. Thank you for watching till the end, leaving a like and commenting. Stay healthy, happy and take care of yourselves. Till the next video!